Finn Krask, Jordan Dyer, Sam Dre and Jay Fulston in defence. Dan Hayfield and Oscar Frelke will definitely sit in the midfield. We were having a little discussion about this before going on air, Dave, about Jordan Young and Matt Jay. What roles do they possess in that attacking third for Torquay, with Cody Cook and Sanzala up top, a bench of Musa, Palmer, Will Jenkins-Davis, Elisanmi and Jordan Thomas? Because with there you could easily argue that you push Jordan Young out to the wing and Matt Jay through the middle, but you maybe could put Jay on the wing possibly.
Matt Jay's position will be the most interesting. Jordan Young, he's nailed on out on that right wing, cutting in on his left foot to get shots away, and you've got the two big men up front. There is no nominal left winger there. Matt Jay isn't a left winger, and you've only got two other midfield players in Hayfield and Oscar Threlkeld. So I think Matt Jay, we may well find, plays in a, I hate this phrase, but the sort of number 10 position, to drop back into midfield to help when he can, because that's the worry. Is United aren't great in midfield anyway, I think we all know that.
Yeah.
And they are weakened nominally, numerically, by playing an extra striker.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall when Paul Watton was explaining to them how he wanted this selection to work tactically. I think we'll find that Cody Cook will be the target man, the number one, and Zanzala will make runs off him, which is fine. It's just that mix in midfield. I would have thought that the joint managers of Chesham, James Duncan and Michael Murray, might be looking at that midfield and think, oh, can we outnumber them in there and maybe get a bit of a grip? But we'll see. There's always a trade-off to these things, isn't there?
Yeah, it's interesting looking at the Chesham side. I was trying to work out formation for the Generals from their game against Welling. I put it down as a 5-4-1, but they're now playing today in a 5-2-3 formation. 6 changes being made by the joint managers. All those who are on the bench, Nathan Minas, Joe Grant, Ashley Lodge, Ryan Upwood, Taylor Ford, all dropping down to the bench. The one player missing out completely from the squad is Omar Rowe. They have decided to bring in Connor Roberts, Samson Eason, Jack Connors, Steve Brown, Zach Joseph and Mitchell Weiss. So there will be Ben Good in goal in between the sticks. A back five of Connor Roberts, Connor Stevens, Steve Brown, Callum Adebayi and Alex Lafleur. It'll be Lewis Rolfe in midfield alongside Jack Connors. Two midfielders who could easily also play in defensive positions as well, with Zach Joseph, Mitchell Weiss and Samson Eason all in the front three. Naming on the bench today for the Generals is Nathan Minas, Joe Grant, Ashley Lodge, Ryan Upwood and Taylor Ford. For me, it's most interesting there. Joe Grant in the reverse fixture earlier on the season rang rings around some of the Torquay United players. He's been opted for the bench today.
Sorry,
Joe Grant.
Harry, yes, he's not, and neither is Nathan Minas, the leading scorer, or Ryan Upwood, very experienced forward who's played at National League level for a number of years. It's a very, look, United's team selection is interesting enough. Chesham's is a bit eyebrow raising, isn't it?
Yes.
And I'm sure that Paul has wanted to play this for some time. It's just wanting to do something and be in a real position to do it without weakening your side is another. He's clearly determined to try and go and get right into Chesham this afternoon and get on top of them. Look, he's got alternatives. He's brought in young Elisanmi on the bench as another striker, probably the quickest striker in the club as things stand. He's got Will Jenkins-Davis to come on and strengthen midfield. Ed Palmer, spoken for, to come on at the back, absolutely. And Jordan Thomas is a replacement for either fullback. So he's covered himself in all departments.
Yes.
In a funny sort of way, let's hope he doesn't have to use them.
Well, it was interesting. I talked to a few fans in the Gulls Nest before the game. They're talking about maybe Torquay playing a bit too negatively at the minute. But as I said to Paul, would you take 1-0? He said he'd bite my hand before it. At this point in the season,
I think one of the biggest mistakes in football is to try and play a style of football that your players aren't capable of playing. Paul knows his players. Paul Watton knows his players better than anybody else. And he knows that the squad he's been able to build at this level, with the budget he had, particularly initially, is not full of Lionel Messi's and Roy McFarlane's. It isn't. So don't try and pretend that you can go and play a brand of football that, if it doesn't work, actually lands you in a right mess. And so he's gone absolutely the right way. He's made United solid, to beat, don't give goals away. That's the way to build a successful team, not to try to, go all gung-ho-ish just because it makes you feel good and really gets a round of applause every now and again. That's not the way to play proper football, and certainly not professional football, and not at a club like Torquay, who have huge expectations to win nearly every week and hopefully win something. I think he's done a terrific job this season. Just because United don't play champagne football, I don't think should be levelled as a criticism.
As the old saying is, there's only one stat after 90 minutes which actually matters.
Well, Jimmy Cyril, the great old Scottish manager of Notts County, always used to say the best team always wins, the rest is only gossip. and there's a lot to be said for it, isn't there? I wouldn't dream of doing Jimmy Cyril's Scottish accent, by the way.
Well, there's somebody who normally sits in this box who normally does a better Scottish accent than I do, in Paul Mahern. I do thank Paul for letting me come and do this game today, as I do like to come down with at least one game a season and with the calendar.
Just glad that you brought the weather with you,
yes,
Harry.
Yes, it's been a fantastic weekend so far.
Good crowd in.
It is. The two teams are out, by the way.
It's always quite telling, by the way, at Play More for our. It's when the family stand is. It's not absolutely packed, but it's pretty full. The home fans are allowed in the away terrace today, but I've noticed that not many of them have done that. They've stuck to their places on the pop side. Bristow's bench very full of games, so I think with a bit of luck we'll be looking at certainly between 4,000 and 4,500. Fingers crossed.
Well, the teams have switched.
And United have lost the toss and are playing towards the Ellicombe end, the family stand end, in the first half. They normally like to play that way in the second half, but hey-ho, we'll see.
We shall see. We're about to get the game underway. The referee, Alexander Beckett. Torquay, yellow shirts with the thin blue hoops, blue shorts and yellow socks, will be shooting, as Dave said, from right to left as we're looking at Chesham United. The change white strip with the maroon strip down the side with the light blue pinstripes, light blue shorts and socks for the Generals. We get underway. Jordan Young knocks it back to the captain Oscar Frelkild, who will hook it out towards this left-hand side. Chesham able to clear away first time with Connor Stevens and Jordan Dyer, the deepest lying Torquay outfield player, can knock it back towards James Hammond, doffing his baseball cap this afternoon. As the sun beats down on the surface, Cook flicks it on. Straight hands at the keeper, and we've already got the first goal of the afternoon. SJP Exeter City 0, Stockport County 1.
Interesting that United's first move of the match featured a long ball from the back from Jordan Dyer straight onto the head of Cody Cook. He did win it as well, but it bounced on through to the keeper rather than to Ozzy Zanzala.
Falston dropping it down that left-hand side, but nowhere near Matt Jay. Connor Stevens can leave it for a throw-on. We're talking about the positions earlier. At the minute, looking at where Matt Jay's sitting, is at a left midfield, left wing role. Ben Good, who in the Chesham goal will take this goal kick.
Paul Watton has been encouraging groundsman Julian Goulthorpe to get the old sprinklers on for most of this week to try and take the sting out of the pitch. I think he's managed to do that a bit.
Goal kick forward by Ben Good in the all red today. The brief spell out the side with a knee injury. Dylan Adai, who's on loan from Millwall, came in. Seems to do a half-decent job for Chesham. Truro City leading by a 0-0 away at Worthing, in a game which sparked a little debate on what Torquay fans prefer that to finish. Maybe that way, as the flag does go up for offside against Chesham United, and Torquay will have a free kick in their own penalty area. As I said, they're Worthing 0, Truro City 1 at Woodside Road. With a header, with the clearance forward, Steve Brown who brought it down, and Samson Isson trying to find some space for Chesham. Knocks it back to Callum Adebayo, and all Adebayo can do is send it out for a throw on United's right hand side with Finley Krask. Quite a few early goals actually so far. Hemel Hempstead 0, Enfield 1, Hampton Richmond 0, Bath City 1. Ball flicked in the middle by Zanzala to Jay, who looks to play it out towards the right hand side again for Zanzala. too much from that one. It will go out for a throw-on for Chesham in front of the pop side.
I don't get the impression that Chesham are desperate to get on with it. For the last goal kick, Ben Good went and kicked the ball from one side of his 6-yard box to the other before taking it, and they're not exactly rushing, put it like this, but United have had to contend with this sort of thing before.
Well, as I think you pointed out without saying a minute ago, is that the ball went out on Chesham's right-hand side as it goes out for throw from the far side. As you pointed out earlier, Torquay played the ball down the left flank, it went out on the left-hand side, Ben Good goes and takes the goal kick on United's right. Throw has been given in that corner. Krask.
Yeah, Jordan Dyer was trying to run the ball out over the goal line and tried to pretend that it had done, but it hadn't. It was a throw-in.
Steve Brown can play it back towards Ben Good. Can launch it down the right-hand side for Cheshire United, brought down by Falston. Cook wins it back, manages to trip up Frelkeld, and Frelkeld dispossessed there by Lewis Rolfe, and they can come away with the ball. Can Cheshire United feeding through, looking there for Weiss, who's one-on-one with Hammond, with a great save by the keeper, falls back out towards Samson Easton, who can try and keep this attack alive for Chesham. Connors back to Easton, turns it now, finds the 15 Connors out towards the left-hand side, brought down, tries to take on his man, does Lafleur. Krask shields him off, and Dyer can find his fellow Jordan Young. Young can try and break away with the ball. Does it go off the Cheshire man last? It does, despite the appeals coming there from Zach Joseph, and United have the throw out on the far side. 0-0 after 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Little moment of worry and real concern in the United defence. Oscar Threlkeld lost the ball far too easily in midfield then. Chesham played the ball through, and James Hammond had to come off his line to make a pretty decent save at the feet of Mitchell Weiss.
Foul on Jack Connors on the halfway line, free kick for Chesham.
I don't think Paul Watton will be too keen on Hayfield and Threlkeld giving the ball away like that in midfield too much this afternoon.
Already
maybe able to hear the crowd already having a go at Chesham for trying to slow the game down. We've only been going for 5 minutes.
Yeah, Paul Watton's already making it clear to the fourth official, Aidan Madden. Free kick from Chesham, and well, it looks like the attempt by Lewis Rolfe was going straight in towards James Hammond. I think Rolfe was trying to take the shot on there, as he's nicknamed by the Chesham faithful. Dreyer. Eastbourne 1, Weymouth 0. There is potential today that Weymouth could get relegated.
They still, of course, have to come to play more.
Jordan Young brilliantly turns away in the midfield, tries to nutmeg his man, and Chesham can trunk out with the ball. Great challenge there from Dyer. It's now be Lewis Rolfe to send it forward for the visitors. Jordan Dyer, though, can knock it back to his goalkeeper, James Hammond. Looking at the Chesham lineup, Lewis Rolfe can actually sort of drift in towards a right-back role if wanted. Young tries to flick it on. It's the back on the head of the Cheshire man, and Ben Good can claim the ball.
Well, it's a promising sign. Cody Cook has won his first 2 headers. Hasn't quite been able to guide it into the path of Ozzy Zanzala yet, but that's clearly the way United are hoping to go.
Probably just telling the likes of Steve Brown that I'm here. Not going to be quiet this afternoon. Chesham have the ball in the middle of the park. Young, well, sorry, Cook nearly getting involved. Played forward by Connor Stevens. Falston can knock it back up. Cook can chest it down, finds Jade, tries to turn the middle towards Frelkeld. Chesham again can come away with the ball with Connor Roberts. Jack Connors now looking to switch play out towards Chesham's left-hand side with Alex Lafleur. And it will go out for a throw for United on the far side. Referee was making sure that Krask is going to take this throw on in the correct position.
It's going up the line, surely. Yeah, it is.
Zanzala battling with Lafleur and Adebayo. Frelkeld can bring it down to Krask, who will launch it back forward. Headed down initially by Steve Brown, and Hayfield can pick it up for Torquay. They'll just try and break down the right-hand side, but a block by Callum Adebayo takes him out for a Torquay throw on the halfway line. Hayfield brings it down from the initial throw from Krask. Be returned to the midfielder, who Manages to play back to his goalkeeper James Hammond. Dreyer now with Fulston. Back to the United number 5, looking for someone to come shorter for Dreyer to play the ball, but he decides to send this one long, looking for Cody Cook. It's going to go over his head and straight up for a goal kick for Chesham United.
United are going very direct, aren't they? You can already see that Chesham are outnumbering them in midfield. Definitely, they have more men in that area of the pitch. They're outnumbering Hayfield and Threlkeld. It's not a huge issue for United at the moment because United aren't playing through midfield and they're going long, straight up to Cody Cook most of the time.
Eastbourne Borough 2, Weymouth 0 as things stands. Weymouth will be relegated this afternoon, if my maths is correct. Threlkeld tries to play it through. Connors and Cook battling in that midfield. Cook comes in with a challenge, referee saying no foul. Steve Brown then comes away with the ball. He gets dragged down by Cook supposedly. Yeah,
I think Cook just pulled him back then. Little exchange of tackles, and then as the ball broke free, Cook went after it. He's not the quickest, Cody Cook, and I think it was just a little shirt tug to pull his man back. Free kick to Chesham, and Chesham, without a shadow of a doubt, are definitely not rushing this afternoon. They're taking their time over every set piece, and I think the message has gone to the referee, and he's also passed it on to the Chesham players.
Ben Good sends it towards the edge of the penalty area, brought down by Adebayo initially. Jay wins the next header, and it's quite a powerful one. Fulston, luckily though, for United can keep it in United's possession only briefly though, as it will go out for a throw-in now for the visitors. Again, we'll take it quiet, which is now getting the Bristow's bench faithful a little bit more wound up.
Well, to be trying to run the clock down after 9 minutes and 32 seconds is a bit much, isn't it?
Jack Connors to send in this long throw for the visitors. Cleared away by Dreyer initially, brought down by Weiss, and the ball falls there to Threlkeld, who can clear it away, and it's brought down by Zanzala. Jay hooks it back over towards Cook, who was always stretching for it. Hooks it back to Ben Good in the Chesham goal, who will just wait for Cody Cook to come closer before collecting the ball. Paul was just asking how long can Good hold on to the ball for. Krask battling away with Easton in that corner. Easton's managed to keep it in, but Krask managing to get the better of his man and tries to play in the middle for Hayfield. It's found Threlkeld. Hayfield now can switch it out towards Jay Fulston on this left-hand side for Torquay United. Jay coming as a shorter option, but Fulston plays it forward looking for Cook. Looks to try and turn away from Stevens, who had a chunk of his shirt, and Torquay United have won a free kick in Chesham's final third for the first time, and as they try and come away with the ball with Connor Roberts, Jay came with a little bit of a challenge, even though the ball, so to speak, is dead.
Chesham were very lucky then, I think, to get away with. They definitely tried to delay the free kick.
It'll be interesting to see how soon it is until the first yellow card is going to be shown here. Cause
Mr. Alexander Bennett, from Lancashire, another of the northern referees. Presumably the southern referees are going up to referee in the National League North as well for
going as far north as Oxford.
Assessment purposes. Yeah.
Jordan Young with a free kick on the left-hand side for Torquay United, swings it in, nearly falls out to Dreyer, who goes down. A few appeals for a penalty shout from someone in front of us, but we'll go all the way out for a throw.
Not the best free kick from Jordan Young. That needed to be whipped into the old football's equivalent of the corridor of uncertainty, and it wasn't quite in that area, and United had already committed players into the more attacking positions, and it just went behind them.
Nearly closely fell into the corridor of nobody. Long throw from Adebayo. Young with a header to bring it down, finds Cook, hooks it over the top, but Steve Brown can clear away looking for Mitchell Weiss. Sam Dreyer can pick up possession for United and play it back towards his goalkeeper James Hammond. Forward from the keeper, little stumble from the Chesham man. Cook can try and bring it down, hooks it over the top of Good. Right there by Cody Cook, and done a fantastic job of bringing that down. Dimitar Berbatov-esque. First real shot in anger from the goals.
First chance. I think he'll be a bit annoyed he didn't actually hit the target, because the defender alongside him, who I think was Steve Brown, just slipped as they both went to challenge for the ball, which left Cook clear, or in a position to go clear. He chested the ball down with his volley just over the angle of post and bar.
Falston tries to turn in the middle. It's picked up by Jack Connors. Rolfe all out towards his near side, kept in play initially by Connor Roberts, but taken out for a throw by Torquay. Chesham will now Connor Stevens to take this throw, former Bournemouth defender, joined from Barnet in the summer for Chesham in their first plight in National League South, as it now is. Ben Good can send it away. Flipped on by Easton. Handball appeals. The referee agrees with those from the Torquay defence, and another ball the United can try and play over the top of the Chesham defence. Young, blocked by the Chesham man for a throw.
Interesting, nearly all United's training sessions, I try and watch one or two of them, they've got what's it when you dot balls around the touchline to keep play going again, something ball, whereas on match days they don't do that.
Could keep the ball in play. Chesham did clear the ball away, but I'm not sure if that was a attempt to slow down play again. Must be for the third or fourth time in the first 40 minutes or so, has spoken to the full official about Chesham's timing with the ball when it comes to the set plays. Ball nearly bouncing through and be cleared away by Callum Adebayo, and who can hook that straight into the pop side.
Well, if Chesham keep this up, it can only be a matter of time before somebody gets booked for time wasting, can't they? Which would be pretty ridiculous, considering that we've been playing for less than 15 minutes.
Frelkeld played from the throw by Krask, plays it back to the United right back, and it's now into the possession of Jordan Dyer, who opts back towards Krask, plays it straight to Zach Joseph, and now Chesham United can attack with Samson Easton down this left hand side, taking on Krask, cuts in on the United right back, plays it to the overlapping Lafleur, who can get the cross in towards the middle, but evaded all those in any shirt of any colour. And
oh dear, oh dear.
Dear guards, play off at really last, and the appeals from James Duncan.
Well, that was very sloppy play by Jay Fulston. The ball was running out, having skidded across the face of United's goal. The ball was running out of play. Jay Fulston just decided right at the last moment to try and keep it in play and then knock it up the line, and completely mucked it up, and then complained when a throw-in was given against him. Poor.
Do have long throws in this team to Chesham, like nearly every team in the National South these days. Comes in towards the near post, cleared away initially by Dreyer and then by Dan Hayfield. Clears it forward, and Young putting the pressure on Lafleur. Appeals for a foul, but Cook can pick it up, and Young trying to break way through. He's got away from Lafleur. He's down this right hand side for Torquay United. Gets close to the byline, still going through is Young. Scoops up with his left foot and, well, to be honest, more floats it up than anything. Zanzala, though, can keep it in play for Torquay. Sets it back towards Jay Fulston. On towards his left foot. Curls it in towards the middle. Cleared by Adebayo. Falls in towards Victor Jordan Young with a first time shot blocked by Alex Lafleur. Back out towards Young, who's got Krask with him there as well. Young digs it in towards the middle. It's deep in towards Zanzala, but into the hands of Good. But unfortunately there, I think Zanzala was in an offside position. The flag did go up. The play has... The referee's not given the free kick because Cheshire United still have possession.
Offside, was it? Yeah, right. Zanzala made a right big deal of finishing the chance. The ball dropped right at his feet. It was almost like he wasn't ready for it. But it would have been offside anyway.
Hayfield goes down the pressure from Mitchell Weiss, and the free kick has been given in Torquay United's favour on the halfway line. I know we talked about quality of games, and there has been a compilation compilation made, which has been on social media, of Torquay United's goals of last few weeks. Of all of them have been about 6 yards out and bundled home, and
not things of beauty, put it like that.
It is well worth watching the compilation. Here's Dan Hayfield with a free kick. Ben Good's rushed off his line, just claimed straight into the hands of the Chesham keeper.
Again, Harry, that's a poor free kick, isn't it? That has given Ben Good every chance to come and get that long free kick from just inside your own half, and Dan Hayfield's got to get more quality on that.
Well, the quality from Good's clearance there for Chesham wasn't what they were hoping for, but they have retained possession with Eason, trying to create some space for the Generals. Ball hooked over the top looking for Weiss, but brought down by Dyer. Weiss is now holding his ankle quite uncomfortably. Folston takes a touch of the Chesham man. It will be a throw for Matt Jahal. Launch it quickly towards Anzala. Of course came the challenge there from the Chesham captain. I think Steve Brown. Throw one's been given in Chesham's favour. Bristow's bench saying
there's an element of frustration creeping in here, on and off the pitch.
Well, Chesham, who've won a throw in front of the Torquay United dugout, have taken it in Torquay United's half. Ball hooked up by Lewis Rolfe, brought down by Mitchell Weiss, blocked there by Dreyer. Jay scoops it over the top, looking there for Cook. It's cleared away though by Cheshire United, not convincingly there by the captain Steve Brown. It will be a throw for Torquay in front of the Chesham dugout. If Jay Fulson wants to take it in the Chesham half, then you could argue he could do after the tactics from the hosts, from the visitors, sorry. Jay can play it back towards James Hammond. 20 minutes gone on BBC Radio 11 Sport. Torquay United 0, Chesham United 0. And the touchdown from Samson Eason. Has that gone out for a corner or a throw? It's gone out for a throw. But it was a heavy touch from Samson Eason, nearly conceding a corner from the halfway line.
Finlay Crass will take this corner to United, right by the right corner flag of Cheshire.
Hayfield turns away Young, trying to find some space, which he always seems to do so. Plays it out towards False, left side, urge to shoot. Doesn't do so because he's got Connors in front, then plays back to Frelkeld, who tries to play with the outside of his foot in towards the penalty area, but Connor Stevens can clear it away.
What a poor ball by Frelkeld that was, wasn't it? In a great attacking position. United needed much better from him then.
Hammond sends it forward. Cook flicks it forward. Young beaten in the air by Brown. Stevens all over the back of him. Knocked forward by Cook though. Header up there from the Torquay man. Jay tries to turn it back around on the edge of the area, looking for someone or some sort of space. Jay tries to play it through, it's blocked. Falls there to the feet of Zanzala, whose touch is heavy. A little shove into the back of Jack Connors. Chesham United have won a free kick inside D of their penalty area.
Don't really know.
Make it 2-0 over Exeter.
What Zanzala's complaining too much about there. His first touch wasn't good enough. Knocked the ball away. Defender goes to complete the clearance, and a little clip from Zanzala, and down he goes. Free kick.
Good sends it away for Chesham. Header won initially by Dyer. Zanzala turns the corner with Jordan Young, but his first touch doesn't allow him to progress away. But it's Jordan Young, he finds ways to progress forward. Plays it out towards Folston on the left hand side, who's got Jay further forward and finds him. Folston on the overlap, but decides to play it in the middle to Frelkeld. Here's Young, he can look up, plays it through Zanzala, tries to turn the penalty area, making some space to Zanzala, tries to dance away, does go down. A few pills for a penalty, but I think that would have been
nowhere near a penalty. United trying to crank up the tempo here now.
Folston plays the 1-2 with Matt Jay. Tries to play back through, and Jay gets away from one man, plays it towards Zanzala, turns it out towards Folston, gets across in towards the middle, turned away though by Steve Brown. Frelkeld can win the first header. Krask out towards that right hand side, joined by Lafleur, sets it back towards Dan Hayfield now with Krask again. Takes on Lafleur, still going through does Krask, plays it back to Frelkeld, who can send the ball in towards the area, straight to the hands of Ben Good.
Once again, diagonal cross by Threlkeld, straight into the arms of Ben Good, didn't give Cody Cook any chance.
Big goal at home park. Ryan Hardy has given Argyle the lead over Norwich City 1-0 to the Pilgrims.
Yeah. United fans distinctly frustrated that Ben Good is now complaining that he's injured. United fans think that he's not as injured as he's making out. Is he trying to claim he's got cramp, or is he just pulled a calf muscle? Well, you'd think, wouldn't you, that the physio is trying to help the goalkeeper. Oh no,
so I'm not sure if you noticed this. When Zanzala had that chance, which he was flagged offside for, Ben Good did have a sort of intention of, I'm going to hold up play here for a bit, but then got back up quite quickly. Some sprays.
I mean, the referee, I mean, I know goalkeepers are treated differently to everybody else, aren't they? But, and to a certain extent they have to, but play is only supposed to be stopped like this in the event of a head injury or a risk of serious injury. Now, I don't think anybody's pretending that Ben Good is seriously injured or even had the threat of it. Having said that, it's the goalkeeper, so you can hardly carry on without him. I think a bounce ball, a free bounce, and on we go.
I think the thing that Torquay have got to be careful about is not getting too frustrated at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, it is frustrating that Chesham have slowed the game down whenever they've had the opportunity to do so, but at the same time, it's probably in their game plan, because they know if they're going to get anything out of this game is to try and frustrate Torquay.
And also, United aren't actually playing all that well at the moment, so that you have to factor that in. It's not all Chesham's fault. United's passing hasn't been good enough. Despite all the watering, the pitch is pretty lively, which cranks up the pressure on people's technique and skill and first touch.
Chesham now have the ball with Connor Roberts, tries to play it through towards Samson Easton, and Torquay can't really keep hold of the ball, and as both Connor Roberts and Weiss go for the ball at the same time, they manage to hook it over back into Torquay possession with Sam Dreyer. Looks to switch play towards Matt J. Goes down, does Roberts, as the ball played back to him by Lewis Rolfe. Cuts in on J. Looks to feed it through Weiss, who is in an offside position, but again, it's interesting, both times that Weiss has had a ball in a sort of attacking position, despite him being the furthest forward player for Chesham, tried to flick it forward. Cook tries to bring it down. Zanzala gets there in front of his man in the penalty area, tries to turn away. Well does Zanzala. Does he keep it in play? No, he doesn't, because he managed to drill it into the side netting. He's working hard as Zanzala in those spaces where the bounce of the ball hasn't been what he's wanting.
The combination of Cook and Zanzala is threatening to work, but I'd be a bit happier, I think. I don't know about you, Harry, if Zanzala would get a little bit closer to Cook when Cook goes to win those headers. I mean, he actually managed to get on to the end of that one just now, but he had to put the afterburners on to get in front of a defender to get on it. If he could just get a bit closer to Cook, because Cook's winning nearly everything in the air at the moment.
Nissan knows he's offside as Zach Joseph tried to play him through. Dyer, ball forward by Lafleur. Weiss can bring it down. It's now with Hayfield, who can send it out towards Jay Fulston. Argyle, Ryan Hardy with another double for Argyle. They lead 2-0 over Norwich. They do like playing Norwich at home. Sorry, Dave. Here's Zanzala. Back towards Matt J. Threlkeld. Tries to steer it forward towards Zanzala, who's been held back completely by the Chesham man. And I think what the referee's indicating there is Zanzala also had the Chesham man by the shirt. And the ball goes out for a throw.
Well, the ref's a lot closer than we are, and he was satisfied that it was at least 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, and I'm happy to go along with it. It's all very well.
Hayfield tries to play it forward and goes out for a throw.
Strikers have to fight their corners the same as central defenders do.
Connor Stevens to take the throw for Chesham, trying to push his men further forward. St. Paul Watton's getting too close, despite Paul Watton standing in his technical area. Dreyer, picked up there by Samson Isak. Connors, under pressure from Hayfield, trying to turn away. Finds Isak down the right wing with a chance out for Chesham. Hammond comes off his line and Walsh rolls straight out for a goal kick. Some of the latest scores in the National South. Bournemouth 1, Salisbury 0. Said earlier, Eastbourne 2, Weymouth 0. Hampton Richmond Borough 0, Bath 1, Hemel 0, Enfield 1, Slough 1, Averley 0, Tunbridge 0, Farnborough 2, Western Supermare 1, Maidstone 0, and Worthing 0, Truro City 1. Zanzala tries to play it out towards Hayfield. He's got Krask making a run down the right-hand side. Hayfield now on the overlap, and Krask sends it in the middle looking for Kirk. It's flicked up by Steve Brown. And I think for the first time this afternoon, David Torquay like to have a corner.
Yes, United's first corner in the 29th minute. Much better cross by Finlay Krask then. Put the Chesham defence under all sorts of pressure, and their only answer was to head it behind their own goal. United's full-back delivering a decent cross.
Jordan Young now out-swinging corner with his left foot, taken down United's left-hand side. In it comes from Young, in towards the back stick, it's flicked back in towards the middle, and Zanzala with a header turns it over the bar. It was a great corner from Young. Dyer with the back stick, played it across the face of goal, but Zanzala there couldn't turn it goalwards, and it remains 0-0.
Just on his heels really, wasn't he, Zanzala? Well-worked corner. United's assistant manager Mike Edwards has control of all that sort of stuff. A big one worked at Dorking a few weeks ago for a goal by Jordan Dyer. That one was flat but long to the far post. Jordan Dyer headed back across goal to Zanzala, who was just on his heels and put his header wide.
Goal kick from Ben Good goes all the way out for a goal, for a throw on in front of the pop side. Half an hour gone. 0-0 here between Torquay United and Chesham United. No great opportunities for either side, apart from that Zanzala header just then.
It's a throw by Finlay Krask then, straight to a Chesham player. You don't want to be doing that when you've been given a throw and you throw it straight to the member of the opposition. It's sloppy play by the Gobs. Finlay Krask, by the way, is not playing too badly.
No, he's not. I'd argue, obviously we didn't see a lot of him last season, but he's been almost improved players in the squad.
He did an excellent job as a volunteer centre-back a few weeks ago when Jordan Dyer was injured, and I think Paul Watton regards him as one of United's best 1v1 defenders, which is why he's favouring him at the moment over Jordan Thomas at right back.
Here is the aforementioned Krask, takes on Zach Joseph on the right hand side. Krask gets the beating of his man, gets a cross in towards the middle, looking there for Zanzala! Goes off the Chesham United man Larson. Torquay have yet another corner.
That was a good move. Another decent cross by Krask. He's been United's best player on assists so far, and Zanzala a little bit unlucky not to force that one in.
Referee just having a word in the middle. Torquay players congregating on the penalty spot.
You could stick an umbrella over about 8 of them, 10 of them probably.
One of those little ones in a cocktail. Jordan Young with another corner in. Dyer brings it down, flicked on, off the post, and over the line. No, it hasn't. It has.
Yeah, over.
Torquay United lead. It is Cody Cook who's taking the plaudits. And despite all of Chesham's slowing down of play, Torquay United have found a way, and it's Torquay 1, Chesham 0.
Well, we think it's Cody Cook.
We think it's Cody Cook. It could be anybody, but it's Torquay 1, Chesham 0, and to be quite honest, I don't think Paul Watson cares who scored, because Torquay are leading by a goal to nil.
And they badly needed it in the 33rd minute. Things have not gone hunky-dory this afternoon. It's been a very frustrating opening in lots of ways, the way Chesham have approached it. But one of United's set pieces has worked again. They have threatened from that in the last few minutes. And again, a corner by Jordan Young on the left-hand side, a header back into the box. And we're not 100% certain, but we think it's Cody Cook who's forced the ball over the line. Or is it somebody else?
I don't know if it could be Zanzala, it could be Cook, it could be an own goal.
I've no doubt that the club video will be having a look at it as we speak.
The dubious
we'll get an announcement shortly. There was an awful lot of people throwing themselves at
it. It was one of those where I felt
it went in off the post, I think, in the end. Sorry.
This is the thing. Zanzala's header went off the post. I think it crossed the line then. The Chesham player hooked it back out. It then eventually went in the back of the net. We'll let the dubious goals panel decide who's got that goal, but ask any of the 4,000 or Torquay United fans in the ground who scored. I don't think they care who did. And United have now won a free kick in front of the dugout. Zanzala being bundled down. Playmore is bouncing.
It is. And United have got their noses in front. The goals faithful are in full cry.
Ball scooped over. Zanzala tries to get away from Connor Stevens, who goes down in the penalty area. Cleared away initially by Weiss. Frelkill, though, can turn it out for a throw. Well, the club account has said Cody Cook.
In which case, I think that would be his 15th goal of the season.
Cook with the goal. I've had it confirmed.
15th goal of the season, I think.
I've got down to 16th now.
Is it 16th now?
I think 16th, yeah.
I bow to your better knowledge on that one, Harry. Great return, great return, under a huge amount of pressure all season. He's been the lone striker. Today he's got a partner up front with him, and he's delivered again.
Free kick for Torquay inside the goals half.
I think there may be a booking coming here for Lewis Rolfe.
There's going to be a yellow card.
Yeah, Lewis Rolfe booked.
The book goes the man who opened scoring for them last week against Welling at the Meadow. Torquay United with a free kick inside the Yellows half, only just as it's going to be forward by Dan Hayfield, looking out towards Jordan Dyer, who, well, Lewis Rolfe had a good chunk of his shirt, maybe a little more. Here's Samson Eason under the pressure from both Krask and Folston. Eason comes away with the ball and still trying to go through the legs of Dragon, scoop it over the top looking for Zach Joseph, but James Hammond, who's come off his line, will clear it in some capacity out for a throw for Chesham United.
Am I right in thinking, Harry, sorry to butt in, that there are currently 4 clubs on 80 points at the top of the National League South?
Let's have a look at the live table. 3 at the moment.
Oh, 3.
Dorking are currently drawing 0-0.
Oh, yes, that's, yeah.
But the league standings at the moment are saying that Truro will be going top. Because Worthing...
What about Eastbourne Borough? How many points have they got at the moment?
Eastbourne are currently on 78 at the moment. They lead 3-1 over Weymouth.
Yeah. Long way to go. Long way to go.
Seems like the club's mantra at the minute is, let's just focus on ourselves.
Yeah.
Ball thrown in by Chesham United. Bouncing around, nearly falls in towards the back steal there for Connor Stevens, but Krask comes away to hook it out for a corner for Chesham.
Big rescue for the goals that was, wasn't it? Because Mitchell Weiss was waiting behind him, and I'm sure he would definitely have scored if Finlay Krask hadn't pulled out a very important cover challenge and hooked the ball behind his own goal for a corner. Alert defending by Finlay Krask. His throw-ins may not be the best, but he's having a pretty good game apart from that. Corner to Chesham.
Chance down for the visitors. And it comes towards the near post, cleared away by Zanzala, then by Jay. And as far as Hayfield on the edge of the goals. Penalty area brought down by Jordan Young. Dispossessed there by Eason and tried to be played forward by Lewis Rolfe off the Torquay man, and Chesham now have themselves a throw-in. Be interesting if Chesham now speed things up.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Harry. In other words, they're now a goal down. There's no reason for them to try and run the clock down or anything like that. They've got to try and have a go now, presumably, to get back on level terms.
In it comes from the visitors, turned away by Oscar Frelkeld. Now with Cook, brings it down under the pressure from Lafleur. Cook's clearance hits Lafleur and out for a throw-on for Torquay United out on the far side.
Well, I don't think Cody Cook would describe any of his last 3 goals for United as any for the book of memories, but
Zanzala, he's given the free kick against
they've
Zanzala.
all been so far very, very important, haven't they? Yeah, I think that was a clear foul by Zanzala on the defender there. Groundsman was very clear. He was right up alongside play. He's given the free kick, and I don't think Zanzala can have any great complaints about that one. Yeah, none of Cody Cook's last 3 goals have been things of beauty, but how important they might prove.
Well, we saw it at Chippenham, didn't we? All 3 of the goals weren't ones of great quality, but if they get you the points, that's all that matters. Forward it comes from Ben Good from the free kick for Chesham. Now run all the way in towards the headlines of James Hammond to ironic jeers from the Yellow Army.
So Dorking are currently drawing at St Albans. That's
yes, both teams there needing 3 points.
Thought that might prove quite a difficult game for Dorking.
St Albans, you would say that the team in that bottom 4 most likely to get out. Things standing at the moment, our friends down at Weymouth will be relegated. Still have to come here, which arguably you prefer them to still have something to play for, as Young gets the cross in, brought down straight to the hands of Ben Good. I think it was Cody Cook who got his head onto that one.
Just falling backwards, unfortunately. Remarkable that he managed to generate as much power as he did, considering he was falling backwards on the end of that Jordan Young cross. Not quite good enough to beat Ben Good in the Chesham goal, but a good effort nonetheless.
Steve Brown looks to send this forward for Chesham. Fulston, though, can bring it down. There's been quite a fair few balls here from Chesham United, but they've played it long and Torquay been able to deal with them. Weiss brings it down. There was a late challenge there from Frelkeld.
Just got
and
that.
It will be a yellow card for the United captain.
I thought that was... that's not a booking. That is never a booking in a million years. He just got it wrong. It was a run-of-the-mill foul. There was no intent there at all, no malice, and that's a... Well, it just rather sums up Threlkeld's afternoon. He's not had the best of games. He's won a couple of important balls in defence, but of course he's one of only 2 midfield players.
Forward it goes, a free kick from Chesham, brought down by Connor Stevens on the right hand side of the penalty area. Under the pressure from Jay, will look to try and play it back towards Weiss. Chops in on Hayfield. Isan, under pressure from Frelkeld, plays it back towards Weiss. Isan tries to play it through, blocked by Frelkeld, falls back down to the United captain. Hayfield can try and play the ball forward. Cook stumbling, and Jay then just powers it down the left hand side. Jordan Young keeping the Cheshire man for company. Brought down there by Jack Connors. Goes down. Free kick given. Foul on by Cody Cook.
And I think Paul Watton is saying to Cody Cook, why on earth did you make any contact there at all? The defender is facing his own goal. All he's looking to do is fall over when he gets some contact from you, and you do it. Interesting that Paul Watton wasn't having a go at the Chesham defender or the goalkeeper then. He was having a go at his own man for what is a free kick that actually lets Chesham off the hook.
Ball forward from Good. Flicked on by Weiss, brought down by Dreyer. Cleared further forward by Fulston, brought down there by Callum Adebayo. Still running through, does Adebayo. This is great run from the centre half, and well, he runs out of steam. And Crass can pick up the ball for Torquay. Young trying to get away from Connors, which he does. He's joined by Alex Lafleur down United's right hand side, but Young chopping back in, finds Krask, looks up and finds Hayfield. Fulston, the option on this near side which he utilises, brings it down, looking for that run there of Cody Cook. Good, don't be run by Frelkeld, it fooled me. Back towards Frelkeld by Jay, turns it back, Fulston, Frelkeld, Jay, Frelkeld. Plays it back in, looking for Jay, gets away from Joseph, does the United man, still going, does Jay, in comes the challenge there.
Didn't pull the trigger, did he? Had the chance to have a shot there from just outside the box and didn't have the confidence to do it.
Connors drives through, finds Joseph, out towards Callum Adebayi. Back in middle to Zach Joseph, who's dropped quite deep. Chesham have the ball in the middle of their own half. Sent through looking for Eason. In comes a challenge by Frelkeld. He can play it back towards Matt Jay.
Better work by Frelkeld.
Dreyer plays it back towards James Hammond. James Hammond sends it forward. Brought down by Adebayi. Now with Connors, scoops it out towards the left hand side, but that can only find spectators in the pop side.
44th minute. It hasn't been a classic, but another big Playmore crowd pretty happy with the situation. 1-0 to the goals.
Worthing have got an equaliser against Truro. So Worthing now go back to top of the table. As things stand, though, Krask takes on Lafleur, still going, gets a cross in towards the middle. Did it take a touch of a Chesham man last? It didn't, no, so it goes out for a goal kick for the visitors. And things would stand at the minute. Torquay United move up to second in the table. Worthing sitting top, just 1 point ahead of the goals. Dorking on 78 in third, Truro in fourth also with 78.
More good work by Finlay Crash down the right hand side. I would say he's been not far off United's best player in this first half. Dyer and Dreyer haven't missed much at the back.
Another goal kick from Ben Good goes into the pop side. Does it come to a point with Ben Good's goal kicks at the minute that's either the quality's not been there or it's sort of tactical?
Well, hang on, referee's just... I thought for a minute he was stopping play again, but he was just trying to tell Finlay Krask again where to take the throw from.
And from Adebayi. And that ball will go to Marnham Road.
Goes straight out over the...
3 minutes added on to the end of this first half.
Ball ends up in Marnham Road. For those of you who know this Playmore ground well, which I'm sure is most of you. Another throw to United, which Finlay Crask will take this one as well. Can he come up with something a bit better?
Throw one down to Frelkeld, turns away looking for Zanzala. Frelkeld on the overlap, which he's found initially. Zanzala, Young's calling for it in the middle. He gets it. Jordan Young trying to find some space, goes down the penalty area, falls to Zanzala. He's squeezed out by Lafleur, who can try and clear the ball away. And it's Steve Brown who manages to put his foot through it to send it away for the time being for Chesham. But it's now with Finlay Crask on the right. Now with Jordan Young, will look to try and cut in towards his left foot if he tries to make a move on Joseph, but finds the option of Finlay Crask. Now with Frelkeld. Switches play out towards this near side where Jay Fulston awaits the arrival of the ball. Cook sets it back to Jay. Hayfield. Jay sets it back towards Dreyer.
The United crowd want the ball in the box, and United are not delivering it.
Frelkeld brings it down. St Albans City 0, Dorking Wanderers 1 at Clarence Park. Here is Jordan Young now for United. Frelkeld. Fulston. Young. Now with Cody Cook, he's looking at first shoot, which he does, so does Cook. But curls it over the bar and
Worth a go.
Worth a go. Well, that goal from Dorking will now put them second in the table, but as I said earlier, Torquay just need to care about themselves.
Yeah. That's a big game for St Albans against Dorking, isn't it? It's St Albans, a big-ish club at National League South level, and I don't think anybody expected them to be down there.
Well, as things stand at the bottom of the table, St Albans will be cut 4 points adrift of Salisbury, who sit above them. And from sort of the knowledge of the local North M25 circuit of lower league football. St Albans tend to have been one of the bigger clubs in the area. Here is Jordan Young, still going with the ball on the edge of the area to shoot, still going. Here's Jordan Young, can he get a shot on? It's a great save by Ben Good, who push it away. Out towards Cook, plays a cross in towards the middle, Good spills it. And, some interesting defending from Connor Stevens, where he sits on top of the ball to allow his goalkeeper to pick up the ball.
Really good effort by Jordan Young then. Cutting inside, just when you think a defender's managed to clip him or got enough of a challenge in, he manages to ride the challenge. 2 or 3 more touches, really good firm low shot, and the best save of the match so far by Ben Good.
Throw one given Chesham's favour, despite the linesman giving it in Torquay's favour as the clock ticks over as 3 minutes of the free minimum have been played. I think this from probably the last opportunity of the first half here for the visitors to try and get something in this. Going to be Jack Connors to launch it in for the visitors. Headed away by a mixture of Frelkeld and Dyer. Back out towards the Chesham man. Under pressure from Jordan Young. Steers it in the middle in towards Samson Eason. In the penalty area as the Chesham winger sets it back looking for Weiss. Slips there, does Dyer. Weiss gets away from his one man. Still going with a shot, and it just goes wide. It looks like it took a touch of a Torquay man, according to the officials. Those of us who've got a bit of better view down below.
Well, that was a cigarette paper, wasn't it? Wide. Mitchell Weiss's shot. A United player slipped as the ball came across the face of the box, so couldn't get a challenge in. I think that was Hayfield. Weiss just wide. Another corner.
In comes a corner. It's a flat one. Dre manages to clear it away, and the referee blows the half-time whistle. Well, there has been lots of frustrations for Torquay, mainly the game being slowed down on any occasion that Chesham United can do. But they do lead, and with convention of the latest goals being scored by Torquay United, it was Cody Cook who has been given the goal. Is it a corner sent in by Jordan Young, played back across, and Zala, I thought, actually scored the goal. His header off the post, it was cleared away by the Chesham United man off the line, but Cook was there to bundle it home, and Torquay United lead by a goal to them. As I said, David, there has been lots of frustration for Torquay with the way the game has flowed, but at the minute, if the result stays as it is...
Yeah, no, absolutely. The goals are on top. They do deserve this half-time lead. They didn't play very well in the first 15-20 minutes, but midway through the first half, you could sense that they were cranking it up, and in the end they deserved that goal. Not a thing of beauty, but they all count, and in the great scheme of things, very important.
Very important. The results not really going Torquay's way around them, but of course Truro and Worthing, one of them will have to drop points today. At the minute, both of them are. It's been frustrating in this game. Chesham United haven't slowed the game down on occasions, and well, both sets of management teams have had words with the referees. But at the break here at Playmore, it's why Torquay United are wanting it. At the break, it's Torquay United 1, Chesham United 0.
Toby Buckland.
Spring has sprung, and the seeds for my Sunday morning show have arrived in the post. What we got here? Kernels of gardening wisdom and advice, some fun and games, and an extra large packet of inspiration. It says on the back, no experience necessary, just a love of life and the great outdoors. Well, count me in. Join me, Toby Buckland, every Sunday morning, BBC Radio Devon from 10.
BBC Radio Devon.
Sport.
With Alan Richardson.
So, half-time in 2 of our matches. They are still playing, by the way, at St James Park between Exeter City and Stockport County. 7 minutes of injury time they're into in that one. Stockport lead by 2-0. We'll bring you a half-time report from there when we can. But let's go to Home Park. Plymouth Argyle against Norwich. Excellent first half for the Pilgrims, Alan Seabrook.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'll go to Norwich City now. Norwich having the better of things, but if you're going to talk about quality goal scorers, You're talking about Ryan Hardy. Norwich had so much of the play in the first 25 minutes, did nothing with it. Argyle have a couple, well, half chances, well created, whatever you want to call it, but Ryan Hardy on the spot, 2 goals in 3 minutes, has put them in the ascendancy. The first goal on 26, ball into the box, cleared away by Norwich, dropped to Randall, controlled it with the instep of his left boot, outside the area, lifted over the top. Norwich, as they moved out, Ryan Hardy just stood his ground, brought it down beautifully, slotted it home, 1-0. Home Park erupts and Argyle's confidence goes through the roof. 3 minutes later, it's a second goal. Hardy plays it to Bundu, tries to get the shot away, 6 yards out. It breaks to Ryan Hardy once again from the edge of the 6-yard box, slots it home. Home Park erupts again. This isn't going to change their season on its own, but it's certainly a start. Argyle 2, Norwich 0.
Elsewhere in the Championship this afternoon, it's not looking too bad from Argyle point of view. The results earlier: Coventry 1, Burnley 2, Luton 1, Leeds 1, West Bromwich Albion 0, Sunderland 1. So Burnley have gone to the top of the table. Argyle will move to within 2 points of Luton as things stand. Bristol City 2, Watford 0 in the half times. Millwall 0, Portsmouth 0, Oxford United 1, Sheffield United 0, Preston North End 1, Stockport County 0, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Cardiff City 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Hull City 0, and Swansea City 0, Cardiff City 0. So the live table as it looks at the moment, Argyle will be on 37 points, Luton, who've already played, remember, on 39, Cardiff 41, and then Stoke, Hull and Derby all have 42. So it is looking very interesting at the foot of the table there. But Plymouth Argyle leading by 2-0 in their game. Right, it is finally half time now at St James Park. Hopefully Seth Conway has had time to gather his thoughts and he can tell us what's been happening there.
Disappointing then here, Alan, at half-time. Exeter City trailing by 2-0. They were hit with a sucker punch within the first minute of this game. Poor defending, really shambolic defending, allowed Fevrier to run down the right-hand side. His cross into the middle wasn't dealt with. It came back off the post. A second chance for City to get the ball away, but there was Watton to poke the ball home and give the visitors an early lead. City really didn't build on that. They couldn't cope with how Stockport have lined up today with this box midfield formation, and it was Watton who tapped home the second on the 21st minute, but it was controversial. City felt that Alafe, the attacker for Stockport, was offside as the ball was played through to him, and in fact the City defenders stopped expecting him to be flagged offside. He wasn't, sent the ball across, and there was Watton to tap it home. City's chances on goal have been sporadic. The only real chance of any note was a Caleb Watts shot on the turn, and that was easy for Adai in the Stockport goal to deal with. City have picked up a couple of bookings in that first half for Watts and for Purrington. Purrington in fact substituted in that first 45 minutes to bring Ryan Woods on to try and inject some change for City. Lots to do then at the break. Can they do it? They trail here by 2-0.
Many thanks to Seth Conway. Elsewhere in League One, the results first of all, and a big day at the top of the table. Reading 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Wrexham 3, Burton Albion 0. So that means Wrexham are now 6 points clear of Wycombe Wanderers in the final automatic promotion place, although Wycombe do still have a game in hand. Elsewhere at half-time, Birmingham 1, Barnsley 1, Bolton 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Charlton 0, Lincoln 1, Huddersfield 0, Mansfield 0, Leyton Orient 0, Wigan Athletic 0, Peterborough United 0, Northampton Town 3, Rotherham 1, Blackpool 0, Shrewsbury 0, Cambridge 0, and Stevenage 1, Crawley 0. To National League South now. Let's find out what's been happening at Playmore. Torquay United at home to Chesham. Harry Salvage.
Torquay United 1, Chesham United 0 in a game which Torquay United have been frustrated by the visitors, who, putting it bluntly, have done a lot of time wasting from the kick-off in this game to try and get underneath Torquay United's skins. But they do have the goal to United. I think lots of people won't know exactly how it did go in. It was a corner from Jordan Young, swung in towards the penalty area. It came back across across towards Anzala, who was on the goal line. It hit the inside of the post. A Chesham man managed to clear it away. But by the looks of it, it's Cody Cook, the one who celebrated with his arms in the air to go and secure the goal for Torquay United. They've had other opportunities, have had the goals. There was a corner before the goal from Jordan Young, swung in towards the penalty area. The back step, but Jordan Young headed across the face of goal. Zanzala, though, at the near post, heading it over the bar. And Jordan Young with a fantastic opportunity, getting in some space on towards the edge of the area. His low drive was pushed away by Ben Good. Cook on the rebound could only put it into the hands of the goalkeeper. Chesham yet to really put any threat on James Hammond's goal. Their best opportunity came just before the break. A low shot from Mitchell Weiss, supposedly taking a touch of the Torquay man, according to the officials, before going wide. At the break here at Plainmoor, despite the frustrations, Torquay United lead by a goal to nil.
Elsewhere in National League South, then Boreham Wood 2, Salisbury 0, Chippenham 0, Chelmsford 0, Eastbourne Borough 3, Weymouth 1, Hampton and Richmond 0, Bath 2, Hemel Hempstead Town 0, Enfield 1, Slough 2, Averley 0, St Albans 0, Dorking Wanderers 1, Tunbridge 0, Farnborough 2, Welling 0, Hornchurch 0, Weston-super-Mare 1, Maidstone United 0, and Worthing 1, Truro City 1. So it remains as tight as ever at the top of the table. At one stage, Truro were actually winning. There were 3 teams at the top of the table on 80 points. Worthing have since equalised, so the live table, Worthing on 81, then come Dorking and Torquay United on 80, and Truro City would have 78. Now, let's have a look at what's been happening in the Premier League this afternoon. One result for you earlier. Everton 1, Arsenal 1. And then in the 3 o'clock kickoffs, it's Crystal Palace 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Ipswich Town lead Wolverhampton Wanderers by a goal to nil in that relegation 6-pointer at Portman Road. And it is West Ham United 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. Quick look at League 2 as well. The results: Cheltenham 0, Doncaster Rovers 2. And Walsall, for the first time in months, are off the top of the table. They've been replaced by Port Vale after they won by 3-2 in the lunchtime kickoff at the Bescott Stadium. Tranmere Rovers have eased their relegation fears with a 4-0 thumping of Chesterfield at Prenton Park. And then the half-time scores for you: AFC Wimbledon 0, Harrogate Town 0, Bradford City 1, Crewe Alexandra 0, Bromley 1, Accrington Stanley 0, Carlisle 1, Newport County 2, Colchester 1, Notts County 0, Fleetwood 0, Swindon 1, Grimsby 1, Morecambe 1, Milton Keynes Dons 0, Barrow 1, and Salford City 2, Gillingham 2. To our featured non-league game now, Peter Smith is at Ladysmead for us this afternoon.
Half-time at Ladysmead is Tiverton Town 1, Bracknell Town 0. Tivy took the lead 5 minutes before the break. Dan Coiter, whose pace and powers troubled Bracknell all afternoon, broke free, ran and shot past the advancing keeper to put Tivy in the lead. He's also had other chances, an overhead kick and a run and shot across goal. Asa Hall headed just wide and Jamil Roberts blazed over after an Asa Hall free kick hit the wall. Bracknell had early pressure, but so good has been Tivy's defence that only one shot has got through to Joe Duncan in all that time, a weak one at that. Then, moments before the whistle for half-time, Niall Thompson broke free. A good shot all along the ground, saved at full stretch by the Bracknell keeper. If anyone's going to win this, it's going to be Tiverton. Other results not going too badly for them. Plymouth Parkway drawing at Winchester, Poole drawing at Marlow, and Frome losing against Chertsey, the latest scores that we have. But right here at Ladysmead, it is Tiverton Town 1, Bracknell Town 0.
Many thanks to Peter Smith. Well, we've got some staggered half-time finishes in the first half of our games, but they're ready to resume at Home Park. So let's return you to your commentary team on 95.7 FM and across the county on DAB Digital Radio. The whole of the second half of Plymouth Argyle against Norwich City in the company of Brian McGlinchey and, first of all, Alan Seabrook. For the rest of us, let's just continue our roundup. Let's turn our attention now to the rugby and that key game on the final day of South West 1. Barnstaple at home to St Austell. They're into the second half there. Paddy Marsh.
Yes, we're well into the second half, Alan. We've got about 5 minutes of stoppage time to go. And Barnstaple, who know a win will get them promoted back to the National Leagues, they lead by 36 points to 26. The game looked all over early on. They raced into a 24-0 lead and led 31-12 at the break. But St Austell, playing with a strong win behind them, are making a game of it in the second half. The visitors were the first scorers in the second half when fullback Archie Bees went over, and fly-half Matt Shepherd converted. Barnstable then replied with a length-of-the-field try scored by right-wing Callum Morgan, before a couple of minutes ago Archie Bees, impressive fullback for St Austell, got his hat-trick try converted by Matt Shepherd. So it's still in Barnstable's hands, but they've got work to do in the last few minutes. They lead by 36 points to 26.
Interesting finish by the sound of it. We'll be back with Paddy on some of our frequencies in just a few moments' time.
If you know your Muppets from your morph, you'll love the Golden Hour.
We are young. Heartache to heartache, we stand. Straight up now, tell me, do you really want to love me forever?
The Golden Hour.
Weekdays at 1.
BBC Radio Devon.
BBC Radio Devon.
Sport.
With Alan Richardson.
Right, for those of you listening via BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website, let's return you to your commentary team at Playmore, the whole of the second half of Torquay United against Chesham United, in the company of Dave Thomas from Torquay Weekly, and first of all, Harry Salvage.
A goal, the replay of the goal, it's made it no clearer whatsoever who's actually scored the goal. I know it's gone down as a cooked goal. We've watched it, Dave. I can't work it out.
It's not the best. As an initial header by Jordan Dyer, and somebody's forced it over, and certainly
because the goalkeeper's definitely made a save, but it's only spun the ball goalwards.
I know what you mean, yeah. I wonder whether that might go back to the old different panel, the goals panel.
You know, it looks like Callum Adebayo is flicking it over Ben Good.
It's a.
Yeah,
we need another angle, Harry. We need another angle.
I think you could easily call that a Callum Adebayo own goal. Looking at it now,
we're still waiting for the teams to come back out here. All United subs. Here we are. Oscar Threlkel first back out. All the subs are out there, so it's not as if Paul Watton has called any of them in to make a change. I'm not surprised in a way. I think he'll let this run for a little while before making too many changes.
Chesham, 5 of their substitutes as well, warming up as normal at half time. So I don't think we'll see changes from either side at the breaks. Paul Watton, Mikey Edwards return back to the dugouts. So we'll keep you up to date with the winner of the Grand National. So going for this final. Players coming at the moment.
United's players are milling around as if they're.
Well, I've spoken to a few fans at half-time, and they've been very frustrated with Chesham's tactics.
Of course,
which is understandable.
But that United goal may well change that dynamic, mightn't it? They can hardly carry on like they were, can they?
They want to go and get anything out of the game.
They're still not back out. Everybody's out here waiting for them. Referee isn't out, in fairness.
Just waiting still for those players to come out. Actually, I was Finny Cross talking to Miles at the moment, just getting a final drink or two in as the Chesham players do come back out.
Here come the Chesham players.
And the officials also come out as well, and it's interesting, Paul Watton was standing by a tunnel as the officials came back out again. So this new
Harry and I are talking over a commentary of the closing stages of the Grand National.
I know you're probably listening to that. Those ones, those will have money on.
Not the easiest.
Money on the Grand National. On a work sweepstake. Torquay back into into position. As Michael Murray just having the final chat with some of these players on the pitch as well. It's Nick Rocket and Nias Maximus at the minute leading the Grand National. Not one of the horses I've got in my work sweepstake, so I believe it's Nick Rocket who's winning the Grand National. They confirm Nick Rocket has won the Grand National. As we get the game back underway, Chesham United shooting from right to left, looking towards the family stand. Torquay United, blue shirts, blue hoops, and going for the two teams very quickly in a second as Jay looks to try and feed through Zanzala. Here's Frelkeld out towards Fulston. Looks up, takes on his man, does Fulston on the left-hand side, looking to try and get the cross in towards the middle. Beats his man who goes down, gets a cross in, blocked though, and it falls straight back out towards the feet of Connor Roberts.
Again, not the best of crosses. That wasn't from Jay Fulston, was it? United still on the attack. Finlay Crask now down the right. Over to you, Harry.
Crask takes on Joseph. Cook's making the run. Crask still going forward. Plays it in the middle to Cook on side of the penalty area. Back out towards Hayfield on his right foot. Looks up, tries to get the cross in towards middle. Flicked on by Jay. Turned away though by Steve Brown. Lafleur with the first header. Cook tries to bring it down. It will be cleared away by Jack Connors. We'll go through the lineups. Torquay United, Hammond in goal. It's Crask, Dyer, Dreyer and Fulston in defence. Hayfield and Frelkeld the holding midfielders. Jordan Young out on the right side, Jay on the left, Zanzala and Cook through the middle. Frelkeld on a yellow card at the moment. A bench of Musa, Palmer, Jenkins Davis, Ilasanmi and Jordan Thomas as Zanzala tries to turn away from two Chesham players. Now a third, gets a cross in low across the face of goal. It evades Cook. Torquay United can still have possession of the ball now with Fulston. Back out towards Frelkeld, looking up to the United captain, finds Matt Jay on the edge of the area.
Poor touch by Jay.
And Chesham tries to come away with the ball with Samson Easton. They can come away now with Zach Joseph, who can try and turn it through the middle, but Torquay United pick up possession again with Sam Dreyer. Hayfield back out towards Frelkeld. The Chesham lineup is Ben Good in goal, Connor Roberts, Connor Stevens, Steve Brown, Callum Adebayo and Alex Lafleur in defence, Lewis Rolfe and Jack Corners in midfield, Zach Joseph, Mitchell Weiss and Samson Eason up top, Minas, Grants, Lodge, Upwood and Foran all on the bench. Here is Frelkeld out towards the right hand side where it finds Crask, who can bring the ball down. Takes on Alex Lafleur. Back towards Hayfield. Young. Frelkeld. Plays it back to Jordan Dyer. Sends it forward looking for Cook. He can bring it down, looking there for Zanzala. Turned away though by Connor Stevens. There's now a Samson Easton who's moving out towards the right hand side for Chesham. Joseph moving out towards the left as it's best clips there from Sam Dreyer. It's brought down by Jay. Got away from his man. Cheshire United back in possession with the ball with Roberts. Plays it back to Stevens, who can hook it forward. Brought down by Samson Eason. Takes on Frelkeld, a few step overs from him. Turns out towards Weiss, who remains on the onside position. Samson Eason looking to switch play out towards Alex Lafleur, who can take on Crass. Turns away, Lafleur, right for the shot! Into the bottom corner! And Chesham have an equaliser, and it's Alex Lafleur who guides it home. And it's Torquay 1, Chesham 1.
It was an attack that didn't seem to carry much threat, Harry, but it eventually came out to Lafleur on this left-hand side. He cut in on his right foot, a low curling shot, and I think that James Hammond may just have been unsighted at the last minute because he went down late, and eventually that's the sort of shot that you would normally expect James Hammond to keep out, but there were several defenders in between him and Lafleur as he shot, and the top and bottom of it is that Chesham are back level at 1-1 and United still have it all to do. Goal out of nothing, goal out of the blue really. Chesham's first attack of the second half, but one of those ones which I'm sure James Hammond and his defence will want to look at again and say, how on earth have we let that one in?
United will get away quickly. Chesham Easton onto Krask, and the referee saying it was a clean Chesham Easton, and now Chesham United could have something to really go for. Krask shoves his man off the ball. He's now with Matt Jake, finds Hayfield on the right hand side, urged forward by the Yellow Army, taking on Adebayo. Turns the middle to Zanzala, turns his man. Zanzala, can he get the shot away? He can do. Well, he's completely scuffed it wide, and it goes out for a goal kick.
That was a really poor shot. He'd done all the hard work, ball into him, rolls his defender onto his left foot, takes a touch, sight of goal, and he never even threatened to hit the target, did he? Ball sliced off his left foot. I know Zanzala is his weaker foot, but you would have expected him to have gone a good deal closer from there. 1-1.
First time in nearly a month there's been more than one goal in a Torquay game.
Yes, the old run of clean sheets is over, and in a rather soft sort of way.
It sort of felt that the defence wasn't completely switched on there, thinking that they'd be able to easily deal with it, but alas they haven't. A few handball appeals, and he is given against Connor Stevens. It'll be a free kick just inside the Chesham United half-forward.
And all of a sudden United are now having to play under pressure a little bit, as opposed to being 1-0 up and being able to play it within themselves.
Krask, Young, back towards Finley Krask. Jordan Young turns away from Adebayo, looks up to try and poke it through, but straight into the chest of Lafleur. Chesham, a team mainly of part-time players. I believe he's a PE teacher in Aylesbury. It's Lafleur. It's part of a Nuneaton Borough side last year, which disbanded halfway through the season.
Nothing on for Krask then. He's looking for someone to give the ball to and can't see anyone.
Frail trailed cross towards Dyer. Here's Hayfield. Frelkeld. Scoops it up, looks for Zanzala, cleared away by Adebayo. Falls in towards the feet of Hayfield. Falston now on the left hand side. It was always going to be read there by Zach Joseph, and it then goes down after a little bit of contact there from Dan Hayfield.
That's a booking for Hayfield, and he's got no argument with that. It was an absolutely dreadful pass. He's fouled the man in an attempt to get it back and has picked up a booking. Poor play by Dan Hayfield. And United all of a sudden have got to chase this game now. A point at home to Chesham isn't enough in the great scheme of things, and they've let opponents who are 1-0 down off the hook. As things stand, of course, still a long way to go.
Ben Good with a free kick halfway in the Chesham United half, and launch it towards the edge of the Torquay United penalty area. Nearly falls there to Steve Brown. Could do so. Hayfield though knocks it into the hands of his keeper James Hammond. Will try and disperse this one quickly and rolls it out towards Finley Krask. Looking for Young to try and come as a short option. Turns the corner.
Never looked at that, did he? Never looked at that pass, just...
Cook came across, made the challenge onto Callum Adebayo, who has gone down.
Finley Krask knocked the ball up to Jordan Young, and he just flicked his left foot at it to knock it upfield. Never looked where it was going, straight into the path of a Chesham player. Not great play by United at the moment. They haven't actually played all that well all afternoon, have they, Harry? But whilst they led 1-0, it was sort of acceptable, if you know what I mean.
Ball hooked over by Jay, and Steve Brown could just head it back to his goalkeeper Ben Good. Well, we didn't see a yellow card for time wasting in the first half from Chesham. Ben Good will clear it away. Frelkeld wins the first header, turned back over the top by Roberts. Dyer tries to bring it down. Goes up for a throw for Chesham.
We were just saying that Paul Watton called none of his subs in at half-time for the sort of chat that sometimes precedes a change, but now this scoreline has clicked in. You wonder how long it might be before he makes a change, because just watching play.
Cross comes in, header down, it could fall there towards Weiss, and Dyer hooks it away, and it's now Jordan Young, tries to turn away from Samson Easton, who makes the challenge, and Chesham United retain the ball in that corner, tries to turn away from Jordan Young, but can only find Finley Kruskin-Easton, who will send it forward looking for Cook, brought down by Steve Brown. He can move away in the Chesham centre half and head out towards Joseph, back towards the number 20 Connor Roberts, over the top, header down there by Sam Dreyer. It goes off the Torquay man last, and it will be a throw on for Chesham.
All of a sudden Chesham look very up for this, and hardly surprising either. They are, I don't think they expected to haul themselves level so early in the second half, first attack since the interval, but they have done, and now all of a sudden they are starting to think we might get all three here.
Jack Connors to send in this long throw for the visitors. Header away by Frelkeld, up by Zach Joseph, and turned away by Dyer, back out towards Jack Connors, gets the cross in towards the middle, falls in towards Callum Adebayo, who takes the turn on the shot, turns it wide as the centre half and out for a goal kick.
Much too close for comfort. I'm not sure James Hammond would have been able to keep that out if it had been on target. Good turn from a centre back. Back to goal, one touch, turned, left foot shot, and James Hammond threw himself, didn't have to stop it. Plainmoor crowd doing their absolute best to lift Paul Watton's team.
Handball against Zanzala. And we're going to see Manny Elasanmi come on for his second Torquay United debut of the season.
I'm not 100% surprised about that, and I wonder if it will be for Zanzala.
Change won't be made just yet.
If you ask me to, or might it be Matt Jay? Matt Jay hasn't really been able to get into the game much this afternoon, has he?
There it goes. Adebayo brings it down, falls to Easton, who takes on the volley and was able to palm it away, but foul against the Torquay man by Callum Adebayo. We'll see the first change of the day made by either side, and it's going to see Manny Elasanmi come on, and as he predicted their day, it's going to be Ozzy Zanzala who makes way.
Right. Now, can the young Derby County loanee, we're talking the 57th minute now, so quite early in the second half, striker for a striker. I think that's right. Cody Cook's won plenty in the air, hasn't he? And now he's got a new partner up front, and can United make that work? Oh dear, another poor kick by James Hammond straight out of play. That's not what they wanted.
I don't think Zanzala's had a bad game.
No.
About.
No, I just think not a lot has gone for him. He's quite a few free kicks gone the other way.
And we're going to see the first yellow card of the afternoon to a Chesham player. Or is it a Chesham player?
No, he's booked one of the Chesham joint managers. I'm not sure, you probably know better than I. The gentleman there with his hand over his eyes.
Well, that's...
is that Michael?
Yeah, it is Michael Murray.
That's Michael Murray.
Gone into the book?
Not quite sure. So it wasn't actually for time wasting.
Cook, well, there's a little slip there by Cook, who then caught the Chesham United man. It is a free kick inside.
Oh dear. And of course, you and I were just talking about the Chesham time wasting tactics. All of a sudden they're back to 1-1 and it started again. But you can't blame them for not rushing. Not rushing is one thing. Fairly blatant time wasting is another.
Well, I managed to do the whole 90 minutes at Chesham and the first 60 minutes here, but it sort of seems like Chesham's task here today is to try and slow the game down as much as possible and take advantage when they do have the opportunities, which they're trying to do now. Dreyer with their first header clears the way. Jay can set it back towards Folston, and Dreyer does get back up again for United. Sends it forward looking for Cook, battling away with, I believe that's the Flirt, man who's put the nervousness into the Plainmoor crowd with his equaliser out of nothing as the second half began. Krask sends it over the top, but straight into the hands of Ben Good. Was the ball forward by the right back of Torquay United. 1-1.
Not great quality there. The league table changes constantly.
Torquay have just got to care about themselves.
Yep. Can't control anything else.
Of course, every kick will be brought to you on BBC Radio Devon Sport. Still Slough and Weymouth to travel to Plainmoor. Good Friday trip to Truro as Chesham won the ball out for a goal kick as Port One's urging side to play a bit quicker. Good Friday trip away to Truro, which I believe you're making the way down.
I will be heading towards the Cornish Sports Hub, along with a sellout crowd down there on Good Friday.
Final day of the season, Hemel Hempstead away, tickets already on sale for that one. I'll be there. Looking forward to what could be an entertaining final day of the season, but Torquay United got to keep themselves in this game first. As Isak gets away from Dre with a shot palmed away by James Hammond. Frelkel couldn't clear it away conventionally. It's back in towards the possession of Chesham United with Samson Isak. Tries to get it away, changing there by Falston, picked up by Elisami, who can now find Falston, and Torquay United can try and break away over the halfway line. Looking to feed through Elisami. Connor Stevens will get there first. Can he keep it in play? He can't do, he does go down.
A really poor pass, wasn't it, by Falston? Really poor pass by Falston. No chance for Elisami, but he's made something of it.
Falston tries to get away from the Chesham man, who can then clear it away, looking in towards Zach Joseph. Under the pressure from Dreyer, picked up there by Falston, now with Frelkelt. Turns in the middle to Dreyer, who plays it back towards Jordan Dyer. Back into the Chesham United half, the ball goes now with Finley Krask. Looking up, he's got Hayfield and support as well remaining on side. Hayfield back towards Krask. Takes on his man. Krask gets across in towards the middle, it's over everybody, it's cleared away, falls out towards Sam Dreyer. Some urge him to shoot, but he'll try and play it out towards Falston on the left hand side. Falston can get the cross in towards the middle, falls in towards Elisami, cleared away though by Good, falls back out towards Krask, who can only hit it straight into the away end, and it goes out for a goal kick. 1-1.
That probably wasn't the right option. They needed to try and clip it back across the face of goal there. Elisami very close to getting his first goal for the Gulls on that Falston cross. Of course, Paul Watton is actually urging, and Mike Edwards are urging United to speed up their game. I think one of the problems is that several of United's players struggle when the game is really sped up. They're much better when they can play almost at their own pace. When the game actually speeds up, that's when they get found out a little bit. But
ball flipped on by Weiss. Dyer finds Jay, tries to turn away from the two Chesham players trying to battle away, and it's brought down by Lewis Rolfe. Looks up, plays it back towards Connors. Stevens. In comes challenge Lynch from Manny Elisami, and Torquay United have the ball. Now with Hayfield over the halfway line, Torquay United progressing forward. Hayfield manages to squeeze it in towards Young. Krask on the overlap, finds Krask, two plays down. Cross comes in, turned away, back out towards Finley Krask though. Now with Jordan Young in the penalty area. On towards his left foot, still going to Jordan. Gets a shot away, blocked by Chesham. Handball appeals, nothing's been given. Frelkel now steers it back out to looking for Krask, and now Chesham United can try and come away with the ball. In comes a challenge from Dyer. Chesham still have two players currently down on the floor, and the referee will eventually pause the game. 1-1 there remains, but Chesham there having, I think it was Callum Adebayi who's one, and Jack Connors who's another, down simultaneously as Torquay United are breaking.
Here we go again. Is the referee, is either a head injury? No. Is there a risk of serious injury to either player? Well, one is already up, and the other's been sitting up for the last 30 seconds. Referees are in an impossible position, aren't they? Absolutely impossible position. The Chesham bench is jumping up and down purely because they have two players on the ground and injured. Should play be stopped purely because there's two players on the ground injured? Very difficult. Very, very difficult.
Tiverton 2, Bracknell 0 in the Southern League Premier SF. Asa Hall, who's now the permanent manager, has scored again.
By the way, Chesham were hanging on for dear life then, as United were pouring on the pressure, trying to regain the lead. Interestingly, who will the referee drop the ball to here? Because I think the last team to touch it was Torquay. He's going over to talk to his assistant referee.
Well, it's definitely in that corner.
Who is James Long. I think he has to give it back to Torquay. They were the team that had the ball.
So they're talking away in that corner. I think it's going to be a Chesham ball here. Well, or unless Chesham are going to knock it back to Torquay. It's definitely going to be Callum Adebayo who's going to get the next touch, as Chesham are down to 10 men temporarily. It is Connors who's off the field because he had to receive treatment. And Adebayo will just launch it forward. Weiss will battle Fulston for it, but Fulston will cushion it down towards Matt J. Takes it back into the walls of the Torquay half under the pressure from Zach Joseph, and it's now with Fulston. Plays it back to Sam Dreyer. Switches play out towards Finley Krask on this near side in front of Bristow's bench. Ilasanmi goes down the pressure of Adebayo, and Torquay United have won themselves a free kick.
Good little controlling touch from Ilasanmi, drew the foul. Nice to see a striker able to receive the ball when he's marked, take the challenge, win the free kick, and now Jordan Young has the chance to stick it into the proverbial mixer.
Winchester 0, Plymouth Parkway 1 as well. Some of the latest scores of our Devon side. We'll have a comprehensive full list of our non-league results as well. Full reaction from all our games. Talking about how the free kick. Young plays it short to Frelkeld. Out towards Krask on the right-hand side. Back towards Jordan Young. Everyone's still waiting for it to the penalty area. Young gets away from Lafleur. Tries to get across it with his unfavoured right foot. It's easily turned away by Jack Connors. Worthing 1, Truro 2 at Woodside Road.
That was really poor United free kick there, and they just couldn't make up their minds what they wanted to do with that. Really poor, indecisive thinking.
Fulston in the middle to Ilasanmi, trying to run away from his man, but he does that, but runs straight into Lewis Rolfe, and a ball played back and nearly completely caught Ben Good by surprise, and he's managing to clear the ball away for Chesham. Brought down by Krask, now with Jordan Young on the halfway line, turns it back into the feet of Jordan Dyer. Sam Dreyer, 67 gone. BBC Radio Devon Sport, Torquay United 1, Chesham United 1. Fulston feeds it in towards Ilasanmi, gets there in front of Steve Brown, looks up and plays it back in towards the feet of Hayfield. Jay tries to turn it back in towards the feet of Frelkeld, who, luckily, his swing and a miss of the pass falls back into his feet. Frelkeld sends it across looking for Fulston, turns it in towards the middle, cleared away by Brown. Joseph put it under pressure there from Fulston. Keeps it in play, it does go off Fulston, last out for Chesham to throw in that far corner. Mason are down to 10 men against Western-super-Mare. Bournemouth leading Salisbury by 2 goals to 0. Chippenham Chelmsford goalless, Eastbourne 3, Weymouth 1. Bath 3-0 up away at Hampton and Richmond Borough. Hemel 1, Enfield 1. Slough 3, Averley 0. Dorking 0. St Albans 0, Dorking 1. Farnborough just made it 4-0 over Tunbridge. Welling 0, Hornchurch 0, Weston 1, Maidstone 0, and Worthing 1, Truro 2. Was here it remains 1-1 with Chesham about to make 2 substitutions here. It's going to be Joe Grant and Ashley Lodge who are going to come on here.
Well, surely one of their players, whoever they're replacing, will have to go off on the far side of the pitch.
That's Zach Joseph who's gone off.
Number 11.
Joseph departs.
And Grant for 15, is it?
Yes, Jack Connors as well. One of the 2 players who went down injured.
69th minute.
Sorry if any unsavoury language was heard over our effects monitors then.
Zach Joseph is replaced by number 16, Joe Grant. And number 15, Jack Connors, is replaced by number 18, Ashley Lodge.
Both former Bracknell players are Lodge and Grant. Sam Dreyer ball from the number 5, and Chesham now have the throw on in the final 3rd position. They have lost Jack Connors, who was their long throw specialist. It's Mitchell Weiss going to leave it for Callum Adebayo. And normally in these situations you throw quite a few players in towards the box, but it's 4 versus 6 in that penalty area at the minute.
Yeah.
In Torquay's favour, having the 6. In comes a long throw. The initial header by Frelkeld. Turns it back away. Brought back in by Weiss. Rolf tries to head it forward. Cleared away by Dreyer. Lodge finds Adebayi. Now with Weiss. Gets the cross in towards the middle. It's deep. Flicked on there by Krask, and it can be picked up by Ashley Lodge for Chesham. Steers it back out towards Samson Eason. Taking on Hayfield. Rolf plays it across. Finds Roberts. Steers across in towards the middle. Turned away by Frelkeld. Brought down by Rolf, who gives it away, and Cook now finds Ilasami driving over the halfway line. The trailing leg of Steve Brown didn't put Ilasami off. Can look to feed out towards Jordan Young on this right hand side, but the pass is too heavy from Ilasami and straight into the hands of Ben Good. It remains 1-1 with 71 on the clock.
Good break by Ilasami though. He's brought something to the party. To United, that pass was just a yard too strong, but he's got a bit of pace about him. He's quite strong, and he wants to run at defenders, and in this situation for United, that'll do.
Headed by Jordan Dyer, goes straight out for a throw.
Paul Watton and Mike Edwards, his assistant, deep in conversation. I'm sure they're considering what their next change might be. They've got Omar Musa, Ed Palmer, Will Jenkins-Davies and Jordan Thomas left on the bench.
Headed up by Weiss, it bounces again. Brought down, having a handball, appeals. Easton tries to scramble away with it, but the referee, he's given a foul for something. I'm pretty sure there was at least 2 handballs of a Chesham player in the area. Now Samson Easton's gone down. Torquay United will continue to play with the ball. Krask turns back in towards James Hammer. Now the referee will pause the game because Easton's now appealing that it's a head injury.
Well, he may have taken a very slight clip over one eye. He certainly hasn't got a head injury as you and I would consider a head injury. The referee's calling for treatment, but this is a side of football which fans absolutely hate, and the authorities have singularly failed to come up with clear indications of how these sort of situations are going to be dealt with. Time wasting continues to be a widespread factor in the game, and it's pretty off-putting, to be perfectly honest with you. And Omar Musa is on for Matt Jay, and I get that kind of thing, Harry. I don't think Matt Jay's had his best game, has he, by a long way? He hasn't been able to get that quality on the ball to bear. It's quite a difficult, bobbly, bouncy pitch. But now can Omar Musa, man who Paul Watton describes as the enigma, can he come up with something a little bit extra to get what would be a hugely important victory, a second goal first, and then a victory for the Gulls.
Play resumed. Chesham down to 10 men temporarily, with Samson Easton having that being seen to medically, and header on from Cook straight in the hands of Ben Good.
Another winning header from Cody Cook. He's got to be up there amongst the candidates in a not very good Torquay performance, but as a man of the match, I think.
Ball away from Good. Dreyer with a header down Ashley Essen, who's returned to the field of play. Knocks it back towards Lewis Rolfe, out towards the left hand side looking for Lafleur, who couldn't keep that in play, and it goes out for a Torquay United throw. Torquay United left it late to get the winner in Buckinghamshire on that bank holiday Monday in August. What seems like a lifetime ago. They're able to go and get something here. There's a clear handball. The referee has not given that.
Well, that was very strange. There's clear handball. Clear handball.
Here's Isan taking on Krask. Krask comes in with a challenge, and Isan still comes away with the ball for Chesham United, driving, looking to get in towards a Peltier. Gets through Krask. This is a great run here from Isan, still going, but Sam Dreyer is able to clear the ball away with the help of Jordan Dyer, pushing his man away as Adebayi goes down, pressure on Cook, and Torquay United can try and break away. Cook feeds in towards Ilasami, takes it away from his man, out towards Omar Musa on the left hand side. The referee waves advantage on towards the edge of the penalty area. Cook still running with him. Musa tries to take on his man, but straight into Lewis Rolfe, and there is frustrations all around the ground as Musa And what was a perfectly great opportunity for
Couldn't
United
do
on
it.
the counter-attack gives it away.
Couldn't do it. The player with the talent in that situation to beat a man couldn't do it.
United back in the ball with Krask. Ilasanmi tries to set it back towards Hayfield, but completely misses that pass. And now with Isan, who can move away with the ball on the halfway line for Chesham. Ball scooped over the top there by Ashley Lodge, but can only find Palmer warming up out on this near touchline. As we're going to see a substitution here for Chesham, and it's going to see Nathan Mines come on,
Leading scorer.
I believe that will be for Mitchell Weiss.
For Weiss. 75th minute, 15 to go, and plus probably a little bit extra.
Substitution for Chesham United in the 75th minute. Number 10 now, Mitchell Weiss is replaced by number 9, Nathan Minas.
Krask throws it to Frelkel, back to Krask. Dyer. Dreyer. 15 minutes left to go, plus probably think maybe 5 minutes of additional time or so.
Dreyer is looking for a forward pass, and he can't spot one at the moment.
Frelkeld turns it out towards Krask.
United going sideways.
Here's Young. Turns it forward, looking for Cook in the penalty area, under pressure from Adebayi. Still going does Cook, stumbling a little bit. In comes a challenge from Ashley Lodge, and it goes out for a corner.
This will be an in-swinger from the right, with Jordan Young's left foot. Can United come up with another set-piece, important set-piece goal?
Jordan Young to whip this in. In it floats, headed down from Dreyer, off the bar. Back out towards Young, scoops it back in, deep it goes, Ilasanmi heads it down. And what's the referee given?
Goal.
He's given a free kick.
Given a free kick, but Ilasanmi missed the target anyway.
Again, 2 Chesham players are down, and the bike's back up. See Jordan Thomas coming on. We're also going to see Taylor Foran come on as well.
Thomas for Krask. I think Krask has done well today, but Jordan Thomas is a more natural attacking player. He's done his best, and here comes two more subs in a minute or two.
Is replaced by number 26, Jordan Thomas.
And Chesham are doing their best to take as long as possible over this. Foran.
Well, referee will want this goal kick to be taken before the substitution's been made, or is a full official going to make this?
Well, Chesham clearly aren't ready to make the substitutions, and yet they're standing on the halfway line as if they were.
Stevens, it's now Torquay United have the man down holding his head. I think it's Frelkeld. Referee will stop the game for Frelkeld.
Regan Miles runs out to attend to Threlkel, followed by United's club doctor. So it's obviously a sufficient concern that Threlkel has suffered quite a nasty head knock.
So Steve Brown comes off, the veteran centre half for Taylor Foran on loan from Bromley.
Number 19, Ryan Upwood, is also stripped off, but he doesn't look as if he's ready to come on. Oscar Threlkeld is up on his haunches, but clearly has taken it right. I think his main concern was he may have perhaps ripped his neck or something like that, but he's okay. Obviously there's no reason for United's captain to try and waste any time. United are desperate for a second goal here.
Dr. Vivek Kulkarni.
Dr. Kulkarni, United's club doctor, has been for quite a few years now. Very keen cricketer.
was a week. Well, you were at the cricket yesterday, weren't you?
Yes, I went to Taunton to watch Somerset, and
Jordan Young turns away, looking to feed it through in towards Jordan Thomas. And Sammy's waiting for in the middle, so is Cook. Thomas tries to get the cross in, blocked by Alex Lafleur. Goes out for a corner. Chesham will look to make another change shortly.
Playmore crowd doing a great job here. They're noisy despite the frustrating position. They haven't turned on the team at all. Not obviously, you know, when you've got a team this high in the table, you'd be surprised. But at the same time, another change. Chesham managing to delay the corner until the change is made. What's the referee's decision going to be? He's ordering number 22, Samson Eason, off. Upward for Eason in the 80th minute. Now United are able to take the corner.
Scored from a corner in the first half. Do the goals. Can they do it again? And it comes from Jordan Young. One goes down the penalty area. Lesami heads it down. Flicked over the bar by Ben Good. Now for another corner.
Good header by Elisan. Made downward header at the far post. Bounced up. And Ben Good just managed to flick it over the bar. Another near miss. United have hit the woodwork and forced a couple of decent saves from Good.
Jordan Young makes his way over to the pop side for this corner. Outswinging this time. It's outswinging in the first half. And it comes from Young. Cleared away by Stevens. Back in by Frelkeld. That will bounce all the way out for a goal kick for Chesham. 1-1 going into the final 10 minutes as Jenkins Davis is going to come on.
Who's that for, I wonder? Presumably for one of
Frelkeld
or Hayfield. Yeah.
Andrea now takes the armband.
82nd minute. And of course you've also got, you know, Ed Palmer, who, let's face it, is a real threat in the opposition penalty area. I think, you know, you might be thinking of chucking him on. Certainly in the, I mean, we're already into the closing stages.
Goal kick from Ben Good, sends it forward. Dyer with the first header. Cook tries to bring it down. It's going to be cleared away by Connor Stevens for Chesham. Dreyer. Got the last touch as Jordan Thomas chasing towards a corner. Which way the throw going to be given? It's going to be given in Chesham United's favour. Trundle over for the throw on here from, I think it's Ashley Lodge who's going to take this one. So it's in the long throw here for the Generals. Into the mixer it goes, flicked on by Adebayo, then by Sam Dre, and Hammer's going to have to chase this one.
That's a corner.
And he is given as a corner. Sam Dre with the final touch.
And of course Chesham will not be in a hurry to take it. We probably still have at least 10 minutes left here at Plainmoor. In fact, I would think you'd be talking 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time with all the changes, so it could be as much as nearly 15 minutes left, even though the clock is reading 82 minutes.
Corner. Outswingers a low driller. And Hayfield always missed it completely. Shot it from distance. Well over the bar.
How did Hayfield miss that interception? Just stuck his foot out and missed it.
Clear. Didn't come to anything in the end. Chesham United for the goals. Hammond takes it short out towards Jordan Thomas. Tries to play it forward. It's blocked there by Alex Lafleur. Thomas can bring it down. Ball back over the top by Lodge, and it's now in towards the feet of Nathan Minas in the penalty area. He tries to get the cross in, blocked there by Jordan Dyer, and out for a throw it goes again for Chesham.
And that all came from an over-ambitious piece of play between Hammond and Jordan Thomas. Why Hammond didn't just take a normal goal kick and lamp it up the middle of the pitch, I do not know. But there we go. Just managed to drop my baro, but I've got a spare one, don't worry.
No, there isn't. Front came all the way through. Out towards Omar Musa.
Thank you, Harry.
Tries to cut away, goes down with the free kick. Lewis Roll picking up the ball to try and slow it down a little bit. Be taken to Falston by Musa. Falston driving forward. Out towards Jordan Young on this near side. Thomas joining him on the overlapping run. He's got Elisanmi in the middle, chops it in towards the feet of the Derby Loney, pokes it back out towards Hayfield. Thomas. Hayfield. Jenkins Davis, his first involvement of the game. Still going through, goes down. Free kick is won, and Lewis Rolfe is pleading with the referee. Yes, Jenkins Davis did fall into Rolfe, but there was a challenge.
Same here. That's what I thought. I thought that Jenkins Davis had just overrun the ball and basically ran into the Chesham defender, but referee Beckett has gone with the goals, and United have a slightly fortunate free kick midway between the halfway line and the Chesham penalty area to the right, so it'll be a diagonal in-swinger.
Going to be Jordan Young to send this one in for Torquay. Straight into the hands of Ben Good.
There was no real intent on that at all, wasn't it? It was just a free kick.
Including 64 away supporters. It's 3,701. Thank you very much for your
3,701.
3,701. Yes, that's certainly less than United were hoping for or expecting. And I must say, I thought it looked a little bit more than that.
Minas in the penalty area, tries to cut in, goes off Andre Larson out for a corner. Now, if my sources are right here, St Albans 1, Dorking 1 at Clarence Park. Western have made it 2-0 over Maidstone. Worthing 1, Truro 2. Eastbourne 4, Weymouth 1.
Are Truro top as things stand?
Referee just holding things in the middle. Going on in the middle, yeah. Truro at the minute will sit top, Worthing in second, both on 80. Dorking, Torquay and Eastbourne all sitting on 78 from third to fifth.
So 3 points will cover the top 5 clubs.
That's though if
2 points is it?
Torquay keep this ball out, crawl all the way through, it's gone in.
Referee's given a free kick. Wow. United for a moment thought that they had conceded a second goal, and the referee's given a free kick to the goals.
Boston fouled. Free kick given in the end, made by the linesman. And a yellow card has been brandished towards Taylor Foran. Well, the board says there's another 2 or 3 minutes to go. I think we can have more than that.
I think we're looking here at least another 5 or 6 minutes on top of the 3 that's left. So maybe even 10 minutes of actually left in this match. Free kick to United from just inside their own half.
There's going to be Jenkins Davis to send this one. It's gone in deep. Goods trying to come off his line for it. Dyer can bring it down, bounces around in the penalty area, cleared away though by Upwood, then eventually by the number 20 Conor Roberts. Given away though, Jenkins Davis with a battling challenge, but Chesham United can break away over the halfway line. They have the advantage. Lodge taking on Dreyer, finds Nathan Minas. Ball switched out towards his left hand side. Lafleur, he looks up, here's his goal, which got the equaliser. Lafleur goes again, and he's done it again. Torquay 1, Chesham 2, and 2 goals from Alex Lafleur means that the visitors might be taking the 3 points back to Buckinghamshire.
United caught completely cold with a counter-attack with Will Jenkins Davies giving the ball away on the left-hand side. He was about to pump the ball back into the Chesham area, but his touch wasn't good enough. He actually committed a foul, but the referee played the advantage, and Chesham have broken away and scored a second goal in the 88th minute, and United's vaunted home record, they're in danger of losing at Plainmoor for only the second time this season. Hampton and Richmond the only other club to win here, and what a turn up for the books this is. Of course, United snatched an unlikely victory at Chesham, as you mentioned, Harry, early in the season, 3-2, and it now looks as if the boot might be on the other foot.
It's the same goal twice conceded. The flirt, edge of the area.
The left back.
Jenkins Davis launches it forward. Taylor Foran will just shield it away. Little shove at the back by Musa. And the ball goes out. Is it a free kick he's given there?
Has he just given the throw or a free kick? Yeah,
I think.
Just given the throw. Have United got anything left? We'll learn in a moment how much stoppage time there is. That hasn't been singled yet, has it, Harry? I don't think.
Not just yet. We've still got another 17 seconds, and Chesham United break forward again. Minas out towards the left-hand side. Lafleur. He's driving forward.
He's going nowhere. He will take that into the corner. No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. Decides to do an Musa away at Slough and tries to cross it in, but gives it away. Hayfield sends it forward to Ilasami. 8 minutes have been added on. Foul on Ilasami on the halfway line.
8 minutes? There we are. We thought it might be something like that. So 8 more minutes. We're in the 91st. 8 more minutes of stoppage time. And as Brian Clough used to say, it only takes a second to score a goal.
It takes 2 seconds to score 2 by that match then. Jenkins Davis sends it down to Jordan Young on the right hand side. Jenkins Davis making the overlapping run again. Utilised the Argyle only, gets across in the middle, turned away.
Wasn't the best of crosses.
By the Chesham man. Thomas tries to run forward but plays it back towards James Hammond. Forward it goes from the Torquay keeper. Ball bouncing round. Musa brings it down. Argyle have won at home against Norwich City. Here's Musa on his right foot, still trying to find some space. Maybe a crossing. Can he get one in? Still waiting for his Musa. Gets away. Takes the touch of Rolf and out for a corner.
And in order to save time, Musa is the nearest United player to it. He'll take the corner. Can he deliver? Can he put any quality on this?
It's been the question this afternoon. Musa swings it in, header up by Cook, takes the touch of Adebayo out for another corner.
United searching not for a winner but for an equaliser.
And comes another corner from Omar Musa. In towards the near stick.
Dreadful corner.
Jordan Thomas. Out to Jordan Young.
Poor pass by Thomas to Young, put Young under pressure.
Ball forward to Jenkins Davis. Under pressure from Upwood. In the corner, Jenkins Davis tries to get the cross in, blocked off Upwood. And out for a throw it goes. In Torquay United's favour. 2 minutes into the additional 8. Young tries to bring it down, it's going to be cleared away. Oh, there's a free kick being given. It has been given for a foul against Jordan Young. A free kick opportunity for Torquay.
Presumably he'll take it. Well, United would be more than happy with a point from this situation, believe it or not.
Sure, I have one away at Worthing.
What a chance missed this will have been for United if they don't.
And it comes from Young, flicked up at the Chesham man, Trey with a header wide. Actually, I think it might be Dyer who got his head onto that.
Yeah.
Or was it false? No, false.
Chance. I think it was dark. It was a flash of dark hair. Fulston, I think. That was a great chance. It was certainly a chance. Ilasami is trying to spot the ball up for a goal kick to hurry it up. Oh, and the Ben Good, the Chesham goalkeeper, is once again running the ball from one side of his 6-yard box to the other before he takes the goal kick. Still 5 minutes of stoppage time to go.
Dreyer wins the header. Hayfield, Ilasami. Back to Jordan Thomas. Ilasami tries to cut in. Last touch of Ashley Lodge, out for a throw. It goes for Torquay, and Thomas will take this one. Ilasami calling for a short option. Thomas venturing forward with a throw. Cook tries to flick it on. Cleared away by Lewis Rolfe. Thomas with a throw. Forward it goes. Cook tries to flick it on, does so. Brought down by Elisami in the edge of the area. Cleared away initially by Lodge and then by Taylor Foran. Brought down by Jordan Thomas. One by Upwood.
Gave it away.
Over the top by Lodge. Hammond just launch it forward. Looking for Falston. Gives it in play. Down there by Taylor Foran, who'll then just launch it forward again. Back in towards James Hammond.
Well, there's always a time for another chance.
Forward it goes. Cook tries to flick it on. Musa tries to get onto it. Cleared away by the Chesham man, Connor Stevens. They want a free kick to Chesham. They're not going to get it. And they are going to pause play because Stevens has stayed down.
Chesham complaining loudly that they should have had a free kick. They're not going to get it. Throw to United. Nobody for Thomas to throw it to at the moment.
Does find Young, plays it back towards Jordan Thomas, feeds it through towards Omar Musa. Under pressure from Lodge, gets the cross in, but that's
oh dear, dear. He's put it straight out over the goal line and over the goal for a goal kick. Still probably 3 minutes of stoppage time to go, but the clock is ticking down for the goals, and hundreds, if not. Well, actually, in fairness, the Pop side, they're not all. Lots of people are heading. Here we are. Well, the goalkeeper has finally been booked for time wasting. Ben Good in the 96th minute. Is that after the stable? The horse has bolted.
I think the horse has run the Grand National and won it.
Yeah.
Falston cleared away by Jenkins Davis. Brought down there. Chesham United could just venture out on that far side in front of the Pop side. Musa sticking him under pressure, goes down, does Lodge, but
throw to United.
Appeals, it's going to be a throw.
There may be one more attack in this for United if they've got it in them.
Falston, brought down by Musa. Hooks it back over, looking for Ilasanmi. Tries to bring it down, but dispossessed, and Taylor Foran can pick up the ball, plays it out towards Connor Roberts. Flicked on by Cook. Ilasanmi gets away from his man, driving forward. Now does Manny Ilasanmi. Can he try and rescue a point from this one here for Torquay? Plays it in. Heavy touch from Cook, still going to the Chesham man. Appeals for the free kick as the Chesham man clears the ball into a Torquay player. And the Gulls still have the ball in the final third. Thomas lays off to Hayfield on this right corner. Hayfield
to get the ball into the box.
Young still going. Tries to turn through. Blocked off and cleared away by Chesham.
Two United players had a chance to cross the ball then and they couldn't do it.
Hammond looks up, finds Thomas on this right hand side, tries to feed it in towards Jordan Young, who seems like he's on the last part of his energy tank. Tries to get a crossing block by Upwood, and out for another throw on. 30 seconds left of the 8 minimum additional minutes. Thomas sets it back towards Jordan Young, scoops it over the top looking for Manny Ilasanmi, gets there in front of Alex Lafleur and can turn it away. Thomas making the run through the middle. Ilasanmi still with the ball, nobody's there to help him as he can only play it straight into the feet of Ryan Upwood, who will play it back towards Alex Lafleur. Clears the way, does the man who looks like he's taken the 3 points back to Buckinghamshire with Chesham United. Thomas Hammond now finds Jenkins Davis. One final attempt for the Gulls. Ball sent forward, flicked on by Dyer, away from Cook and goes wide. And the referee blows the final whistle. Torquay United 1, Chesham United 2. The visitors take the points back in what's been a frustrating afternoon for the Gulls. They did take the lead, what I think will be a Callum Adebayo own goal, but it will be frustration and disappointment which surrounds Plainmoor this evening. Dave, your thoughts?
I have to be honest, Harry, I don't think United played well at any stage of the match this afternoon. They did deserve to take the lead, but only because they'd managed to crank up a bit of pressure midway through the first half. I thought their football was badly missing today. There were